Hello, this is the Unit 6 of the Section 2 from the hydrogen storage. This unit is going to focus more on the bed and tank geometries. We're going to focus mostly in two geometries, the more rectangular one based on the cylindrical one. We're going to focus and we're going to say a few things about why we can choose this one or the other one, and the advantages and the disadvantages that they do present in real-time applications. That means, in general, when we try to store hydrogen in solid-state form, the metal hydride systems, they do present two main physical components, and those components are both the heat management section, where we try to get rid of the extra heat or we try to import some heat. We'll see very detailed in the section 8 later on. And also, to achieve this thermal management, we certainly need to have a solid pressure vessel, and that means the pressure vessel is the where we keep the material, where we keep the hydrogen, and we have the whole hydrogen system. Now, it's very, very important, it's very necessary to design an efficient pressure system. And in general, the design of this tank and the solid bed is the key for us to prepare the system for an effective heat management. We'll see again a few things a bit later on. Now, between the whole geometries that we're using for the solid state heat, for the solid state hydrogen storage, there are two main configurations that have been promoted, that have been tested, and that's the planar and the cylindrical shape. The planar is nothing more than a rectangular based one, and those planar geometries are mostly used for stationary hydrogen storage application, and the reason for that is that it's quite a bit difficult to place them in cars or in other trucks when it comes to the automotive sector, and also when it comes to the cylindrical ones, it's very easy or way easier than the planar one to use them and to place them into the car. Again, between those two, there are several differences, there are several pros and cons. The thing is, what about the hydrogen pressure? Normally, when we store hydrogen, at some cases, especially when we're talking about hydrogen compression or when we try to store hydrogen at a large pressure, we need to be able to deliver all the stresses and the strain within the tank, the more homogenized we can. So if we use the cylindrical symmetry, that's way more simpler and easier than when we have like a normal box. So this is the reason why sometimes, or probably the most of the times these days, we do prefer to use cylindrical geometries. Now, the cylindrical geometries, the cylindrical shape in general allows to allocate this metal hydride either as a pellet, so we can take some metal hydride powder, put it on the press, make the pellet, place it on the bed, next pellet, next pellet, next pellet, and next pellet until we actually fulfill the whole tank, or we can actually do nothing more than fill with the actual powder inside, and we can place the heat management scenario or whatever we need to do. So in that case, we can, when it comes to pellets and a full effective thermal management scenario, we can maintain those high pressure metal hydride tanks where the pressure can go up to 350, and in some cases when it comes to hydrogen compression, sometimes the pressure might go maybe up to 800 when the hydrogen is desorbed. Now, also in general for the planar tanks, as I told you already, we prefer to use them for stationary application when it comes to probably buildings and applications like this. The reason why is because we can actually stack them one into another, so we can actually save some space. And keep in mind that for the stationary applications, we don't really require that amount of weight. We don't care about the weight, we don't care about the total weight of the system as for the automotive applications. So it's quite easier, quite faster, and quite maybe safer to use all of these things, the planar tubes or the tubular shape, into the whole system.